What we're going to talk about in this tutorial is we're going to talk about how to solve systems. And we're going to solve these systems. There's a bunch of different ways of solving linear systems in any system. And the different ways you can solve a system is algebraically, you have two methods, either elimination or substitution. You could also solve this graphically, which I'm going to do today, but there's a bunch of different ways. Now, when you're solving a system algebraically, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this tutorial, how to solve a system using algebra. Now, to solve this system, we're going to use something that's called either elimination or substitution. Now, elimination is where you combine these two equations, these linear equations, and you try to eliminate one of the variables by combining them together, by adding them together. To do this, you need to have a common variable or opposite expression for the x or the y to do that. Substitution is where you solve for one of the variables, and then you substitute that into for the other equation. Well, there really is no right or wrong way to do it. You can do both, and both work out fine. However, there are some better ways or better instances when you would use elimination or substitution. For example, in this problem, because we have x plus 4y, and you realize that you have a value like this, x, which has a coefficient of 1 all by itself. Because you see one variable which is by itself, the best method probably to use in this case would be substitution. To use substitution again, what we're going to do is we're going to solve for this variable. We're going to solve for x in this case. I could solve for y, but it's easier to solve for x. So we're going to have x is going to equal negative 4y, because I'm going to subtract that to the other side, and it's going to be plus 1. From there, we're going to take this x, or actually this expression that I'm double underlined, and plug it into the other equation for the corresponding x value. So what we have then is 3 times negative 4y plus 1 plus 2y equals negative 12. From here, we're going to have negative 12y. We're going to have plus 3, be plus 2y, and equals negative 12. All right, now we're going to simplify this. I'm just going to turn to negative 10y. We're going to subtract 3 to both sides. And what then we have here is going to be negative 15. Y then is going to be, when you divide by both sides by negative 10, we have negative 15 divided by negative 10, which simplifies to, together 5 in both, we have 3 over 2, so 3 halves. From here, how do we solve for the x value? Well, we take our newfound y value, and I'll just highlight that. All right, our newfound y value, which is right here. And we're going to take this, and what we're going to do is substitute that back into this expression right here. So x is going to equal negative 4. We found out y equals 3 halves, so plug that in there. And we have plus 1. That can simplify to, this cancels out, that turns into 2. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6 plus 1, which equals negative 5. So our point, our solution, our common intersection point is negative 5, because that's our x, and 3 halves. And that is what we got here. All right, and that's our solution. So that was substitution. Let's try another one. All right. Once again, we're going to solve the system. You can use elimination or substitution. Just checking it out, looking at it, I see that I have, once again, one of the variables is by itself. So one of the best methods to use would be substitution. That's what I'm going to use. So in this problem, I'm going to solve for y in this case. Unlike the other one, y is by itself. So I'm going to have y equals, let's subtract 3x. We have negative 3x minus 1. Now here I have y equals negative 3x minus 1. So I'm going to use that and substitute it into the y value here. So we're going to have 2x plus 3 times negative 3x minus 1 equals 18. From there, we're going to simplify this. We have 2x, distribute that through. We're going to have negative 9x minus 3, 18. Combine those, we're going to have negative 7x. I'm going to add the 3 to the other side. And that's a 3, by the way. And that's going to equal 21. All right. So x, we're going to divide 21 divided by negative 7. and that's going to turn into negative 3. So we found out that our x value, all right, I'll highlight that, our x value here equals negative 3. Okay, so because of that, we are now, once we have that, we're going to take our x value and plug it into our other expression right here. So y then is going to equal negative 3 times our x value, which we found is negative 3, minus 1. Simplify that. We're going to have 9 minus 1, which equals 8. So we have our solution set, which is negative 3 is our x, and 8 is our y. And that's what we got. All right. So 2 examples of how to solve a system, in this case using substitution. I'm going to give you some more examples, more tutorials in the next coming section.